Hey everyone, it's Amy from YoSoBoho, and welcome to my Thursday night video. For those of you who follow on this channel or on my Facebook page, you know that Thursday night is usually a Thursday night thrift haul, but we're not thrifting these days. So, I decided to share with you my collection of Hull Brown Drip Pottery. Let's take a quick history dive. So, Hull Pottery was started in Crooksville, Ohio, which is right below Zanesville, Ohio, where McCoy Pottery was produced. Between the two, you see there's Roseville right there too, and Roseville is very famous for their art pottery. In fact, Roseville and probably Rookwood, as well as Weller potteries, are considered three of the biggest art potteries as far as collection and value even in the country. While those art pottery pieces are beautiful, and Hull did make some beautiful art pottery pieces, I am going to talk today about pottery that Hull made in the mid-century, so 1950 and later. Even more history, in 1950, the Hull Pottery Company was actually destroyed in a flood that resulted in a fire, and they were closed down for a couple of years. But they were back up in business by 1952, and the brown drip pieces were really started in the 60s and made in the 60s and the 70s. Now, I mentioned that some of these companies had similar looking things, and that's because during the Great Depression, a lot of the companies in this region that I talked about, they created a co-op and could buy money to do their marketing and sales, which was smart. But that also meant that the products had to look similar so that the audience was getting a similar product that was advertised. My collection actually started with just a couple of pieces that came from my grandma. Right up top, actually, this big pitcher up here. I grew up with that pitcher. Grandma served lemonade out of that pitcher. That and another one actually that I also have, but the pitcher and a couple other pieces after I expressed a desire for this collection, a couple other pieces came to me from my aunt, from my grandma's collection, and that would be this piece here, which is a divided dish, this other smaller dish here, some small bowls, which I actually have up top, and there's some in here, and a few other things like this butter dish. So cute. And some salt and peppers. I took a trip then to New York to pick up kind of a 8-piece serving set. The plates, small and big and small bowls, cups and saucers, some random other, I believe this lidded casserole came from that trip. I believe maybe this set, the creamer and sugar, came from that trip. And this picture right here with the belly on it. Hi. So I want to say it was something like 60 pieces that I got for $125. Now, I was willing to make the trip for that, and that it is a lot of pieces for that money. But, you know, when somebody wants to get rid of a whole bunch at one time, that's sometimes the kind of price you can get for them, especially when they know that they're going to go to a loving home. And in this case, these pieces came from a widower whose wife had them in her cupboard for many years without even using them. So that's why they're in the amazing condition that I got them in. And believe me, I have other plates that when we have steaks and we do cutting, we use those plates. But these do get used on a daily basis. In fact, some of our favorites to use on a daily basis are these big mugs. We've been doing tea and boiling with lemon and using these every day. And I love the big bowls because the big bowls are awesome for cereals and salads because they are really nice in size. Now while I have this out, you can see the imperfections, little chunks in the glaze, the drips that are very drippy. There's nothing really accurate or refined about these. They're very, each one is unique. And the glaze they let the glaze do what the glaze was going to do, and the end result is, in my opinion, just beautiful. So let's talk about some of my more unique pieces. This guy right here is a bean pot. Now, I have a funny story about that bean pot. I actually have two. One of them I got at an antique store for, I want to say $16 or $18. And about 3 weeks later, I found another one, the exact same, at my favorite thrift store for $3 or $4. And I thought, darn it, I should have waited. But I was really looking for one, and so I don't, I'm not mad that I bought one for 18 or whatever. Underneath there, I bought this piece on eBay. It's a big meat platter. These are the, for the juices. So it's intended to cut meat on. I don't know if I would do that. I would hesitate to cut right on here, just because I'd like to protect it and have it last, but nice big platter. I have to apologize because I really try and search for bargains. I do not pay premium for these pieces because I really want to thrift most of them. So if I do put in a bid on eBay, it's usually, I try and get it for the best deal, and I've been very happy with my purchases. So for example, this leaf dish, they were hoping that this would be a bid war, and I went in on the last day. I put in a max bid of, I want to say $20, and the minimum bid that they had in there was, I want to say $8, and no one bid against me. So that was thrilling to get that at that price. And then, I don't know if I can include a picture, but these two pieces, the oil and the vinegar cruets here, I had bid on them and won them from one person on eBay who packed them poorly, and they were destroyed during shipping. I was a little heartbroken over that. However, about, I don't know, within that same week after receiving the broken cruets, I went on and I found these, and I got so much better of a deal on them. I don't even know. I think I paid around $60 because these are rare for the first set, and I think I ended up paying less than $30 for the second set. So just a timing. Sometimes it's a timing game. Somebody puts it on, and if you grab them, if you scoop them up right away, you can get them. And then this is neat too. This cheese cruet, you put your Parmesan in there. These all have their original corks, which is cool. They all kind of have the same shape and go together, and I just love them. They made a couple of different salt and peppers. Made a very simple small one. These came from my grandma actually, and these I picked up somewhere else. And I'm gonna have to do some research on there. I'll include photos. I think I've seen them marked as Hull or sold as Hull, but I do not see markings, so curious about that. But I'll do a little research. This guy also came off of eBay. Got a great deal on it. I'll post, as I'm talking about these, probably already noticed, I'll post some other photos, maybe showing similar values, or maybe I can even find my sold information on eBay. But so they make two of these. This one is a hen in the basket. The other one is more of like a bigger chicken on a casserole type of bottom. They're both made to make casseroles in them. I can't imagine doing that. I would just use this maybe as a dish for other things. How cute is she? And she's got this tiny little chick peeking out of her wing down here. And I just love her. I've thought about getting the bigger one, but then I think, ugh, do I really need to? The problem is I have limited space. I mean, we all have limited space. You know, I figure I have enough for now. I am looking for some very specific special pieces, which I'll share at the end, just so that maybe, you know, you can be on the lookout for me. So I think we covered oh, nope, we didn't. This guy right here, this spoon rest, is rare. And I don't know why I got it in my head that I needed one, but I needed one. And I probably paid too much for this piece just because of the rarity of it. I want to say I paid $40, you know, with shipping, maybe a little bit more, which seems ridiculous, but it's in perfect condition. I don't think it was ever used, and I just needed it. And then this is an ashtray. This usually sits in by my makeup. I keep some things in here and some brushes, makeup brushes. But it's so cute. It's got this little deer. And then while I'm over here, these two pieces are an example of, or examples of, McCoy. So McCoy Pottery, they made pretty much all the same stuff. Maybe not the leaf, maybe not, you know, not some of this specific stuff, but they did make things like, you know, cups and saucers and creamers and teapots and a lot of the same stuff. They also made things like these planters. So this is a strawberry planter. You actually put dirt. It looks horrible in there because it was used, but you put dirt, plant strawberries, they come out, they cascade out of those little holes. And then this guy, he's super cute. This little donkey planter. I thrifted him when I was in Maine last summer, and I think I spent somewhere between $10 and $15 for him. Like false graph is the darkest of the brown drip. And then you'll actually see brown drip. This isn't the best example, but these pieces made in Japan. And I've seen some New Orleans, which is another maker of ceramics, with brown drip items. So this guy really doesn't belong in my collection, but I mean, look at him. You pour the cream and it's like he's puking the cream up. He's amazing, so he sits here too. He's just become part of the family. So, the values are really all over the place. Side by side, if you were to compare a Hull sugar bowl and a McCoy sugar bowl, you're likely going to pay a similar. Some of the more rare or random things, for example, I really, really want these little corn dishes that Hull made. They're stackable corn dishes. I'll put a picture up. They're super expensive. Sometimes, you know, $30 to $50 a piece for them. Whereas False Graph also makes really cute stackable corn dishes. And you can get them for less than $10 a piece. Probably between $5 or $8 a piece. So the prices are all over the place. I don't think one is better than the other as far as Hull and McCoy. I know False Graph is not seen as valuable Not in the brown dishes and not in a lot of other patterns that they make, but I really don't know too much about false craft. All right, let's talk about some planters. These guys, I have a duck. It's got some cool details. I have a couple of just, this is like a footed piece, and this one's neat. It's got a neat shape to it. Now, these pieces are relatively cheap. I would say $8 to $10 a piece plus shipping. There are very rare planters and also very rare ashtrays that can cost $100 and up for one little thing. I actually, right before Valentine's Day, they have a heart planter. It's probably between these two sizes. It's small. And it went for $100. And I was like, I'm not paying $100 for a heart planter. But somebody was really smart since they listed it right then, at Valentine's Day. Oh, and I missed these in my cool other pieces. These are also kind of rare. So this guy usually goes between $70 and $100. I did not pay that for him. I got a great deal. But that's a fish dish. And then this guy, really cool. Put your deviled eggs on him. Although I made deviled eggs, I used the large or the extra large eggs. And I think that our chickens lay bigger eggs nowadays because they really didn't fit on there. I think I need to get some medium-sized eggs on there. But yeah, those pieces. Also eBay. Both of them great deals. Low bids, or I made an offer. I also made an offer on this piece. I don't know about this piece. I can't find anything like it. I was kind of thrilled to see it. It looks very much like a Hull piece. It has the same kind of lighter brown colorations, but it might not be Hull. It's not marked. And that actually sits on my mantle, right in front of the painting that I showed last week. It was super unique. Didn't pay much for it at all. I think I got it for $16 all in. And I'm kind of excited by it. I don't know what it is or, where it came from. I'm going to continue to look once in a while and see if I can find anything like it. But, yeah, it's exciting. And there's a little gravy boat over here that I missed. I also found this thrifting. This is one of the first pieces I thrifted. Gravy boat with the little platter. Beautiful condition. We used this for Thanksgiving. I also thrifted this cookie jar, which was funny. It was on a shelf. I was out with my mom. My mom walked right past it, and I yelled at her across the store. I said, "Didn't you see this?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, "This cookie jar." She said, "No." I was hugging it when I rounded the corner to show her. This cookie jar. And then that's sitting on a warmer that I just got on eBay. Really, relatively cheap. I think I paid like $12. But this actually will hold a candle in the bottom of it and a crock. Probably put your bean pot on there if you want to keep your beans warm. I meant to get back to this. So one of these trays came from my trip to New York. I think one of them was my grandma's too, but I ended up with 3 of them. These plates here are really rare in a very different size, like a salad plate. They're outrageous. They cost a ton of money. I will probably never have more than 2. And then these bowls here, some may have saw me post about these, but my friend Tracy found out that I collected, and she's like, "Ooh, I have some mixing bowls." She had 2 of them, and I bought the other ones on eBay. This is great because look at the size. It's a smaller mixing set, and it has this lip so you can do, it's like a batter bowl type of thing, which is really cool. So I think that's it. I think that's everything. I didn't show this little teapot, but look at that little set. Cute little set. And oh, this last picture up here, way up here. Let me see if I can get my pinky. Oh, right there. That one was found thrifting by my Aunt Beth. So that was a nice little surprise. She sent me a picture of it and said, do you have this one? I was like, no, I don't think so. And then it came to me because she loves me. So I think, okay, I really think that that's it now. Is that it? I think that's it. I am looking for, like I said, the little corn, stackable corn plates, which I'll show another picture. I'm also looking for anything gingerbread. There are some really cool planters that I would love to have. There's a hippo planter, there's a frog planter. Those are rare. The heart planter that I mentioned. I think I would be happy with those pieces. There's also a bunch of other casserole type things that I don't have. I don't imagine I'll be cooking much in these, but I would use this. I would cook out of this. They have a bunch of lidded, I showed a small one in here. This is like an individual soup right here with a handle. I can't imagine having, 8 of those, because where would you store them? I think all in all, you're probably looking at a spend of $300, $125, and a bunch of, $20, $30 eBays and thrifted. Yeah, I would say probably maybe between $350 for my whole collection, which I think is amazing. I'll put up some shots of some people who are selling their brown drip lots, and for something this size, if I was to advertise a sale for it, I wouldn't go any less than $800 or $900 to me, because some of the pieces have sentimental value, and because I feel like some of these pieces I was sold them, but I was also given them to protect and to use, with compassion. So this is not going anywhere. This is going to be my set, and hopefully my growing set for life. And I will take good care of them, and maybe, 20, 30 years from now, somebody will love them as much as I do, and they'll fill their cabinets full of them. But, all right, until next time, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for your support. Please leave me feedback. Let me know what you think about this collection and what you might want to hear about next. Thank you. I appreciate you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Love y'all.